Welcome back to Afternoon Express. So even though our bodies are so well designed to cope with short bursts of life-saving stress, prolonged stress can actually take a toll on the body. It's so bad for you. Now, research has shown that individuals suffering from chronic stress are more prone to overeating and consume less nutritious foods than, that are high in highly processed carbohydrates, sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats. So dietitian Kim Rutgers now joins us to chat about the link between stress, nutrition, and digestion. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
This is my favorite conversation ever to have, because the gut is literally more important than the brain. If the gut's not functioning, the brain isn't working. Definitely. So, can you please explain for me what exactly is happening internally with the body when the body goes into stress?
Okay, first of all, we need to just look at the body as different systems. Although it's one entire body, there's different systems that make up the body. So there's a system for temperature control, and there's also for digestion, for example. But I mean, when there's something happening in a stressful situation, there's a system for that as well. So if you could imagine in a stressful condition or a situation, all the other systems shut down because the body needs to work with this situation happening right now. And so if digestion is shut down, it's going to cause digestion problems like acid reflux, malabsorption of the food that you've just eaten, nausea, cramping, all those kind of digestive problems.
Now, I know women often joke about it because it happens once a month, and often when we go through stressful environments, when they say, oh, I'm eating my feelings. But some people tend to gain weight when they're stressed, and others tend to lose weight. How does that work? And how can I force myself to be the one that loses weight when I get stressed?
Well, initially, the hormones that do control the eating does kind of stop you from wanting to eat initially, like in the first part of stress. But for some people, it's going to carry on where they don't want to eat really, or the appetite is just gone, where others, again, are just going to overeat. And then in that overeating stage, we tend to choose foods that are not as healthy. But I mean, as we sit here, we all know what is healthy foods or what are unhealthy foods. Yet in those situations, we still choose the unhealthy foods. So my question is always why, you know? I think really it's because when you're in a stressful situation or when you feel stressed, you tend to not want to make food or just get into some effort things, you know? You just want to do things that are quick and easy. And so we tend to choose foods that are more convenient or it's ready-made. Unfortunately, most of those ready-made foods are packed with high carbs, high saturated fats and salt as well.
So is that the reason that you're just disinterested, I suppose, in making healthy choices? I always thought that your body was actually craving the sugar and the salt when it's going through stress.
Well, that's another part of it. So what I mentioned before was just one part, and then the other part is your body. So your body is also made up of all these hormones. So three in particular are the cortisol that was mentioned before, ghrelin, which sounds almost like a gremlin. And then serotonin. It is a little gremlin. And then serotonin as well. So the cortisol is going to be increased in times of stress.
So cortisol is the stress hormone?
So we do need cortisol. So people shouldn't think that it's a bad hormone altogether. But with chronic or continuous stress, high cortisol...
so let's go through the three. So cortisol is the stress hormone? Okay, but we need a little bit of it?
And cortisol is even secreted during our sleep because we need to almost have something going on in our body while we're sleeping. Otherwise, how does the systems carry on working?
Do you think that affects dreams and having nightmares when you're getting cortisol? Because I think there's a lot of cortisol going through my body at night, and then I have a nightmare. Or
well, I don't think I'm equipped to talk about that part, but I'm sure it must have some kind of link because at the end of the day, food is linked to everything else, you know. So the cortisol.
Then the next one was the gremlin, but what is the proper word for that?
Ghrelin. So that hormone will influence you to feel hungry or not full, actually. And then the other one is the serotonin. So
which is your happy hormone.
So when you're eating carbs, and then your serotonin goes up. So there's almost this vicious cycle. So the cortisol will want you to eat more. The ghrelin will tell you, listen, I'm not full, eat more. And then the serotonin is there to say, listen, oh, that carbs that you just ate now was fabulous, just have some more. So you're in this vicious cycle of being stressed and then eating badly and making unhealthy choices.
Yeah.
And then again, the food companies also need to come into play here, because they need to sell foods, and all the foods that we are eating is made for us to feel this wonderful sensation of like, wow, that was so melt in your mouth.
But in the long term, it makes you feel worse. Like I know that when you're feeling depressed and your boyfriend breaks up with you and you hate your job and you hate your life, all you want to do is reach for the ice cream bucket. But then actually that sugar will then make you feel even more down, and then your digestive system's not going to function with that either. So you're just going to get worse and worse and worse, and then spiral and feel worse.
Definitely, and that's again when we look at enzymes in the body and again at hormones. So if you're going to eat too much sugar, obviously your sugar in the blood or the blood glucose levels increases. And when that increases, it goes up like whoosh, and it comes down again very quickly. But
this can get a lot worse than just feeling a little bit stressed and binge eating on rubbish, because you can sometimes get, and I mean you can confirm this, get what's known as leaky gut syndrome from stress. So what is that?
So that is just when your body cannot deal with the food that's in your gut. And again, malabsorption occurs, like I've mentioned before. And when that does occur, the body almost can't hold the food anymore. And so everything just, I mean, I don't want to be too graphic.
No, you can be graphic, because nothing is literally, like no nutrients are being retained by your body. And then you get sick, bloated.
So it's almost a form of diarrhea. And I mean, if this is constant, imagine all these good nutrients that keeps on leaving your body, and eventually you're going to have deficiencies.
Wow.
And then,
So this can get really bad. And of course, if your gut isn't functioning properly, your brain isn't going to function properly.
Definitely.
And then everything in your life is just going to spiral.
The gut is known as the other brain in the body, and if that doesn't work, it can lead to many diseases. Alzheimer's and Parkinson's is even linked to the gut not working properly.
Cancer, even.
Yes.
So you literally are what you eat. Okay, so now when we're feeling a little bit depressed and a little bit low at work, and you're stressed and you want to pull your boss's hair out and you want to reach for the crisps and the chocolate, what should you do instead?
So
even if you don't feel like it.
Well, there's 4 things I would say you need to ask yourself. So number 1, when you're looking at that crispy fries or the creamy donuts.
Oh, the nachos, that's my stress go-to.
Or the milk tarts. Ask yourself, how do I feel at this moment? Do I feel emotional? And then the next question I would ask is, what time did I eat last? Because we obviously need to eat every 3 to 4 hours just to keep our blood sugar levels normal. So if you've eaten like an hour before that and now you want to eat again, most probably it's not hunger. It's emotional. I mean, boredom is also an emotion.
But what about the reverse of that? Because I'm one of those people who eats my feelings when I'm stressed. How can I train myself to be one of those that, you know those girls who forget to eat? I want to be one of those. How do I become that?
I don't think I would advise that to everyone.
No, I'm joking.
But it's just to make sure that you eat at the right times and that you eat your main meals especially. And that's where breakfast also comes in. That breakfast needs to be eaten every day because it's going to help with the cortisol levels to almost maintain that or to normalize it.
Do you think by starving the body you can actually also give it stress?
Yes, you can, because these systems, they need nutrients to perform. So how does one system work if it doesn't have the functioning tools to do its job? And so you almost stop different systems in the body to do its job.
So when you're feeling low and you have depression, it's linked, you then will eat badly. Do you think eating badly can lead to depression and anxiety?
Most definitely. I would say it's both sides of the coin. Eating badly can make you feel a certain way, but obviously there are people that has a genetic problem that could put them into that situation or make them feel anxious or depressed. But definitely food does play a big role in that.
Do you have like a little list to give us of absolute food no-nos that you know that are foods that lower the body's serotonin? Like, are there foods that can actually make you feel low? Because I know chocolate, and I'm not speaking about the bad chocolate, I'm speaking about pure chocolate, actually does shoot your serotonin up. It does make you a better person.
So yeah, at the end of the day, most foods, especially your carb foods and your bad foods, if I may say, it's going to push up your serotonin
Yeah.
levels. The healthy foods may not push it up really that much, but it's not going to bring it down.
Okay.
So we just need to look at how quickly the serotonin is being pushed up.
Okay.
Because if it drops again very quickly, then it puts you back in depression
Yeah.
or in a stressful
But like
mode.
sugar, you know, when it lifts your energy and
Yeah.
then drops you again, is it doing that to your hormones
Yes,
as well?
most definitely, yeah, it's doing
Wow.
that. So it's, at the end of the day, we need to eat to maintain normal levels. We need to eat the right amounts every day, and the right amounts is just have your meals at the same
Yeah.
times every day and between 4 hours.
So if you must cheat, dark chocolate.
Okay, yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much
My
for being
pleasure.
here. Very great conversation, very
Thank you.
interesting. I've learned so much.